Welcome, watchers, to another episode of the Lunch Table Podcast brought to you by Anchor, where we talk about all things nerdy and pop culture. I'm your host, Dylan. Here with me is my co host, Akram, and today we're giving you our fresh take from the first episode of Marvel's What If that just dropped on Disney Plus this morning. Spoiler warning ahead, so be prepared. Now let's grab a seat and digest the episode. Akram, you just finished watching it. First thoughts on it?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I felt like I kind of feel underwhelmed with it. I have some more thoughts later on about it, but that's my initial take, I guess, from it. It's interesting. I don't know. What about you?
Agree. Yeah, for our first episode, we talked about this earlier. It felt way too short and edited. Like there's a lot of weird cutscenes. I feel like they should have for an episode. For the first episode, I feel like they should have made it like a little bit longer. It was 20 minutes or some shit.
Yeah, close to 30. The whole thing was 34, but the credits are always at least 16
Yeah.
minutes long.
So they should have made it like 45 minutes at least. Just and it feels too much like a rehash of First Avenger, and I kind of didn't want it to be like a carbon copy. I kind of wanted it to have its own identity. But yeah, they explored interesting concepts, but for a first episode, it didn't really blow me away.
Yeah, again, it's yeah, and I definitely understand what you're saying, a carbon copy. I kind of, well, here's the thing though, there's going to be other stories that's going to be completely different, like the zombie fight, Avengers and stuff. That's not a copy of anything, but this, uh, again, it's just so edited, it's so tight, it's just too tight. There's no room to breathe, right? And so that's why I find it very interesting. It feels very shoehorned in. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think this series was kind of shoehorned in during making Loki. They were like, oh yeah, let's get this shit together, this will make sense. It doesn't feel very thought out, to be honest. I couldn't really appreciate any dialogue that was going on, or
There
even
wasn't much
romantic.
dialogue.
No, and
It was
even
mostly action scenes.
yeah, which I thought were not bad. They were pretty decent. With the animation, I'm not a big fan of this type of animation, but
It
you
feels like a Telltale game style
that's
anime.
so funny that you say that. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I definitely seen that in a Batman Telltale game, like those punching effects. But you can't even digest some romantic moments that happen either. It just went by too fast. Nothing really happened. I didn't feel for Steve too much. Um, Obviously we have the history of Steve, so you will feel something. I feel like the voice actors though, they did a solid job. I think it's
Well, they're
not
the actual actors too, right? Well, I know
Haley.
Hayley
Yeah,
Atwell is Peggy. Is Chris Evans, is he voicing? He kind of sounded weird, like a little bit
yeah,
different.
that's not him. Yeah, but he did
Yeah.
a good job though. It wasn't bad. It
Close
definitely
enough.
reminded me of young Steve. Yeah.
Mm.
Dominic Cooper, I think, is there. Um,
What happened to Tommy Lee Jones' character? Correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't see him the entire episode.
Me neither. I don't know. He just
It was just
bounced. He was like,
that weird General Flynn character that I don't even remember from the first movie.
yeah, that the voice actor, I don't know his name, but he's a great actor. He's from Pacific Rim. I'm sorry, he's from the Godzilla King of Monsters, and he's also from Handmaid's Tale. And he kind of looks like his counterpart inside, What If. So yeah, I don't know. That's really weird. I guess he doesn't like Peggy Carter being Captain Carter, or whatever her name is.
Captain
Um,
Britain.
and I used to think, why don't I call her that? But then there is a Captain Britain too. So um, the suit's pretty cool though. What about just being from designer aspect? Do you like?
I thought it was alright. Um, I would have been interesting to see if she had a helmet like Steve had.
I wanted one. I thought that would make sense. Yeah, that definitely would have made more
And I feel like
sense.
if you're in a war, you kind of don't want your head exposed, So I guess
Hmm.
they kind of wanted to differentiate from the original costume.
Right. I don't even like her shield, to be honest with you,
Yeah,
either. The
I love how he
design.
just slapped it on the table and was just like, "Here, you
It's
take
too
this."
fast. It's too fast. It's just everything's too fast. I don't know. I was just like, if you look down at your phone for a second, it's already to end. It's just too
Right?
fast. It's it's
When
so easy.
he pulled
Yeah.
that shit out of his ass, just he had vibranium lying around, just here.
Basically,
That's
it's
why I didn't like that because in First Avenger, Steve chooses the shield, right? Because there were different variations of that shield. There
mhm.
was one with more like armaments or some that had better protection. But that's like a like a metaphor because he chose the one that was the least promoted because like
Yeah.
that's like him. He was chosen because he's not a typical soldier, right? He's a good man. So that's why he chose that shield. So I didn't like that when they just like slapped the shield on the table and just like here and already had the fucking logo on it and everything. I'm like,
That's so true what you just said. Yeah, that
like she
makes so
didn't
much
even
sense.
like get a chance to like give him like any like thoughts on like the costume or anything. It's just like you're so rushed.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think you could tell that they're trying to cater towards the timing too and the pacing, and they're trying to just hand her this to get the story moving faster. Unfortunately, so that was pretty obvious. And now that you said that, that just like ring the bell to me. I'm like, yeah, there's not really any symbology going on too with her. Just yeah. What if Peggy Carter is Captain? I'll say Captain Marvel, Captain, which will be interesting. It'll be really random. Captain Carter or Captain Britain, whatever. Um, I don't know. Again, it's kind of underwhelming. What did you think about Iron? What's his name? Hydra
Hydra
Stomper.
Stomper.
Yeah, I don't like that name. I wish it was like something like Iron something, but
I wish they didn't show us that in the trailer. I feel like the trailer gave us way too much. I kind of wanted to be like, oh shit, yeah, like they still like make use of Steve even though he's not Captain America. I thought it was a little weird that they just had like that technology. Like that's the thing. It's like it's so rushed. I'm like I felt like it's like that joke where like Tony Stark made a reactor in a cave with a box of scraps, like, just Howard Stark just, like, had that technology, like, lying around like, he even made a joke of it in the MCU, he's like, "I'm limited by the technology of my time," so he just made, like, a random fucking
that's
armor,
yeah, just
like,
because
out of nowhere, just
that's so
like
funny. So Peggy, the fact that Peggy didn't want to like stay in the balcony, she was like, "Yeah, I'll stay
right,
here." Then he's not limited by the technology of his
right,
time. It's like, yeah, again, everything's just trying to cater to something
but
just to rush it.
I did like the suit, though, like, and,
I
I
liked
hope
it, yeah.
I hope this show doesn't cater too much to, like, toy sales, and that's why they're giving us, like, all these, like, different, like you see where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah, I do, and me, my ass wants. I already pre-ordered like
I know.
everything. Yeah,
Well, I mean, it's cool if they do, but, like, I just hope that the plot isn't affected by toy sales like fucking Transformers, right? Like
yeah, that's true. I don't know. That's really interesting, especially like when if there's gonna be a wave two for Marvel Legends, or even sometimes they like to hold spoilers for like hot toys and stuff till later on. Um, I don't know. What do you think about the aesthetic from the show in general?
compositionally, it looks really cool. I did like the fight scenes and the like the music, like how it blends in really well. I did like it definitely has like that 40s feel. Um, I kind of wanted to like I wanted like that's why I wanted to be a little longer because I wanted to see like what was like the public reaction to Captain Carter because you know how they marketed like Steve so much to like the
Seriously,
Allies.
yeah.
So he kinda had, like, that positive reaction because, he's, like, the golden boy of America, but it's different when you have a female who's not even American, she's from Britain, so and she's leading the Allies, so it would've been cool to see, like, what the public reception of her would like, 'cause, that time too is, like, the suffragettes and, like, women just, like, getting the right to vote, so it would've been, like, cool to see, like, different groups, like, idolizing her and, like, trying to make her, like, their messiah, I guess.
Yeah, that's a great point. Honestly, I would have like they should hire you just to write the fucking premiere. What if? Seriously, it would
Oh
have been
god,
like
no,
way more
I
captivating.
would've made it worse.
No, it's like that's so true. We just need more to relate to because I feel like Steve is very relatable, and it's very broad, like his
Well,
relatability.
it's like, with Sam and Falcon, Sam, he appeals to the Black community, right? Because he symbolizes their struggle, but he still takes on the mantle of Cap, so he still has, like, the weight of that mantle on him. So it's like the same thing with like Peggy. So she's kind of like the embodiment of like the patriarchy and the power struggle of women too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And now that you mention that, I just feel like, damn, it's such a shame they missed that. They completely missed it. And then there's such a, I don't know, it's so relative to back then and also our times too. So and when you don't really relate something, it's not as much captivating as it should be. Just like some
Mhm.
MCU films were. Um, they really missed the mark, I feel, in this.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. It's just like if you just want to shut off your brain and just watch, like, yeah, that's true. What if? Now I could kind of see like this, you know, somebody concept arted this
And they could have explored a
costume
lot
and
more, honestly. Like, I feel like it was too focused on like Peggy and Steve. Like, they could have like explored more with like Bucky. I low key kind of wanted him to like still end up being the Winter Soldier somehow.
yeah,
Like, that's just like a constant thing. Like, no matter what timeline he's in, he just ends up like becoming the winner. I kind of want to see something like that.
that's funny.
Um,
Yeah, me
or
too,
like
actually.
maybe he becomes like U.S. agent or something like similar.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, that'll be really interesting.
Like that, yeah.
I was thinking, oh man, what if he comes back in like a future what if or whatever, which would be weird, but it's like, oh, you're but she'll say you're Steve's friend.
Yeah, that's basically how he was marketed in this whole show. As "Oh, you're
Yeah,
just"
he was
yeah,
just a throwaway character here. He was just like, and he
like
didn't even believe that he was Steve's friend. Like at first, he's like, "Oh yeah, I think I'm friends with that guy."
like, why the fuck did we even go to save him if he was just gonna be Bucky?
I know he sounded drunk at first too. He's like, "Oh hey."
Was that Sebastian Stan voicing him?
No, that wasn't. That can't be.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't think so.
Yeah.
I'll be shocked if it was. I don't think so.
And, like, even, like, Red Skull, like, they kinda, like, had a chance to, like, redeem his character from the movie. Fucking
Yeah.
throwaway villain again. It's so bad.
Throw away, throw and no, even worse this time around,
That's
way
why
worse.
they coulda made him, like, more threatening and shit.
Seriously,
That
was that
that
huh?
that weird interdimensional, like, squid thing,
I was gonna
like
say, is that so what is that? Is that the thing from Guardians, too, like an
I kept
intro?
thinking that was, like, because I don't watch Agents of Shield, but I know, like, stuff that happens. Because like, there, like, some weird alien race that was
Well,
founded
yeah.
from Hydra?
Yeah, so I forgot which character that's called, but, like, basically later on, this one guy dresses in a suit and he has, like, a squid head. So I don't know if
Yeah.
that's the same thing. That kinda makes sense if it was, but
That's what I was thinking, like, maybe, like, Red Skull was, like, trying to find, like, these ancient race or of beings and, like, try to bring them over to our world or some shit. I don't know.
and the
You watch
cube
Agents of Shield more than I do, so
no, yeah, no, it's like they never talked about it being that huge, like to that extent. It's really like humanoid, uh, but it's kind of like a parasitic thing too. They take a host, but yeah, this whole thing was like really, I don't know. I hope what's next episode? Do you know?
I believe it's the Black Panther becomes Star-Lord episode.
I hope that's
It
better,
could be.
especially with Chadwick.
The whole series is gonna be, like, 10 episodes, so I hope we get, like, longer episodes. I hope it's, like, kinda like Love, Death, and Robots where we'll have, like, longer and shorter episodes, but, like, some of them have, like, their own take on certain things, like different directors.
See, we talked about this before. Wouldn't that be neat if each like episode is like a different animation or
I
something?
would have loved that. Yo, that would have made it so much better, yo. Because I do like this animation style, but I don't it would have been cooler to see, like, it in different like, what's that new Star Wars show? Vision?
Visions. I was just gonna say that. Why not do it like that? Yeah.
Yeah, like, make it like that. I don't know.
Yeah, completely. I think that that would have been cool, and you give other people a chance to,
Mhm.
get into it. I mean,
And it's like The Mandalorian too, like, The Mandalorian has, like, a different director each episode, so it's, like, their own style of direction for each episode.
well, they
From what
had
I
the concept art thing at the end too, just like Mandalorian,
Yeah.
which is funny. I peeped that. Um, yeah, but I don't know overall. And 10 episodes, really. I wonder. And they didn't spoil everything too, so I don't know which each episode is going to be about. Really, we kind of know like a handful. We probably know like 5 episodes or so. I don't know what's the rest going to be.
Well, from the poster art too, I mean, they're kinda teasing us too with, like,
Gamora, Thanos.
Gamora with the Ultra I mean, sorry, the Thanos armor,
Yeah.
and then you have Ultron. I think that's from the comics,
Well,
where, like, Ultron, like, takes over the world.
with the did he have the Infinity Stones there or no?
No, I think,
Oh, okay. I'm thinking about
there's a
Vision
comic
probably.
line where Kang goes back in time and he asks the Avengers to help him because, there's a reality where Ultron takes over the world and stuff. So
Hmm.
I don't know if that's what they're going off of. It'd be cool to see that. That's one thing I do like about this show is because it's very loyal to the comics.
Hmm.
So I do like that aspect of it, but I kinda want it to have its own identity too.
I feel like well, it's getting there. I mean, I never thought about Agent Carter before, so that was pretty a neat idea to think of. Not my first idea to think of. That was really like left field, just saying Peggy is gonna be,
Mhm.
basically Captain America. So I don't know. Overall thoughts though on it, like as a whole. not just specific parts. What do you feel like as a whole episode?
If I had to rate it, I'd give it 7 or 8 out of 10.
Mm.
I mean, I like episodes that like shock me in the first episode, and then that just sets the tone for the rest of the series. Um, with this episode, I hope it's not setting the tone like for the whole series like that. Like I hope I'm not underwhelmed like every episode. But it was all right.
Yeah, it was okay. This should be like the Twilight Zone of the MCU, and get into
Definitely,
horrific
yeah.
things, so it's like we'll see where it goes. I'm excited if Chadwick's last,
That's the thing.
work
That's the
in that.
last. I know. Like the
Yeah.
guys like even said like they had like the sad honor of like writing his last line. So you
Mm.
can tell he brings it. It's gonna be sad like listening to his voice and then
Yeah, I
like
know.
realizing he's not with us anymore.
Seriously. And what's up with the Wakandan accent still in space though? That's one thing I was thinking about. Like, how come you can't just have normal Chadwick speak, right? It's like
Like, well, even what's his name? Peter Quill had like a Missouri kind of accent, I guess.
well, yeah. Well, I didn't think about
He was a
that. So
country
I guess
boy, so
yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess I would give it like a solid 7 or 8 out of 10.
yeah,
Um, I don't know. Here's to next time, hopefully being better.
it's gonna be weird seeing the zombie episode because I kind of want that to be like an R-rated thing.
Yeah, I know. And Zombie Hunter, Spider-Man, basically with the
Yeah,
web design costume from uh Avengers Tower or whatever the shit you calling in Disney. So, but yeah,
Alright, well, that pretty much wraps up our review for this episode. So thanks to everybody listening and supporting our podcast. If you like this discussion, be sure to follow us on Spotify, Anchor, and YouTube for more content like this, and be sure to listen to some of our previous episodes too. Until next time, guys, thanks for having lunch with us.
thank you.